This evening, tension rises as the Ghana Teachers Union announces the resumption of strike action over salary negotiations with the Ministry of Education. Stay tuned for updates on this developing story. Next, a contractor from Sperm faces charges for the murder of Joseph Ford, highlighting ongoing violence in the region. We'll bring you the latest details from the Sperm Magistrates Court. Moving on, tragedy strikes in Essequibo River as authorities investigate the suspected drowning of an 18-year-old. Join us as we delve into the circumstances surrounding this heartbreaking incident. Then, Foreign Secretary Robert Prasad reassures investors amid Ghana's ongoing border dispute with Venezuela. Learn more about the government's stance and its impact on investment opportunities. Plus, in regional news, Haiti grapples with a humanitarian crisis amidst escalating gang violence. Stay with us for updates on the nation's transition towards stability. Tune in for these stories and more. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for May 8, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, due to unsuccessful collective bargaining with the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Teachers Union has announced the resumption of strike actions starting Thursday, May 9th. The strike action aims to renew pressure on the government to negotiate increased salaries from 2019 to 2023, a demand the government has previously rejected. This decision comes after an initial 5-week strike in February, where teachers demanded higher salary increases and duty-free concessions. GTU's president, Dr. Mark Light, made the announcement during a press conference, citing the government's failure to engage in collective bargaining regarding teachers' working conditions, particularly salaries. Despite the previous 29-day strike and a High Court ruling in favor of the GTU, the government has remained steadfast in its refusal to negotiate for the mentioned period. It proposes instead to discuss a multi-year agreement starting in 2024, indicating it could not accommodate increases for the period 2019 to 2023, with the possibility of the case being appealed to higher courts, including the Caribbean Court of Justice. The GTU acknowledges the risk but remains committed to pursuing a livable salary commensurate with teachers' qualifications and experience. A court ruling on April 19 stated that teachers' salary should not be deducted due to their involvement in the previous strike. In a letter, the GTU expressed disappointment with the government's refusal to engage in meaningful collective bargaining, viewing it as a breach of labor laws. They call on all teachers to join the strike, emphasizing their right to protest. Head teachers supporting the strike were instructed to hand over school keys, and teachers were urged to follow the union's updates. The GTU's decision to resume strike action aims to ensure that the collective bargaining process is pursued between the Education Ministry and government and the GTU. On a different note, Kevin Springer, a 28-year-old contractor from Sperm, East Coast Demerara, was remanded to prison for the murder of Joseph Ford from Plaisance when he appeared at the Sperm Magistrates Court on Tuesday, May 7th. Springer faces charges for the murder of Joseph Ford, who was reportedly killed on Victoria Road on May 4th, 2024. Ford, also known as Huyu, was a construction worker from Sperm and was fatally beaten and chopped. Relatives recounted that Ford intervened when the suspects were assaulting another man the day before his death. The following day, the suspects, armed with a cutlass, attacked Ford, resulting in multiple chop wounds. Ford was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation but succumbed to his injuries during the medical treatment. Additionally, Kevin Springer faces an attempted murder charge, with reports indicating that he acted alongside 30-year-old Denzel Scott, a self-employed individual from Sperm. The charges stem from an incident where the duo allegedly attempted to murder Jermaine Williams from Plaisance. Although details of the attempted murder were not disclosed, both suspects appeared before Magistrate Rochelle Liverpool, where the charges were read to them. They were remanded until June 18, 2024, without entering a plea. Also making the headlines, authorities in Regional Division 10 are currently investigating the suspected drowning of an 18-year-old Adele Thomas, a student from Diamond Housing Scheme, East Bank, Demerara, on Monday, May 6, 2024, around 1 p.m. at Rockstone, Essequibo River. According to initial inquiries, Thomas and some friends traveled to Linden for Tongue Week celebrations and later decided to explore Rockstone. They hired a boat and ventured to Marouse Island, where they engaged in sightseeing and photography. Reportedly, Thomas opted to swim in the river, inviting his friends to join him. However, they declined and he proceeded alone, swimming towards deeper waters. His friends, engaged in conversation, lost sight of Thomas after a few minutes. Despite searching and raising an alarm, they could not locate him. Upon reporting the incident to authorities, a search party was organized, ultimately leading to the recovery of Thomas's body. Investigations into the circumstances surrounding the tragedy are ongoing as authorities seek to determine the sequence of events leading to Thomas's demise. Stick around when we return. Foreign Secretary assures investors amid border dispute, and government invests $1.1 billion in infrastructural development in Region 9.
This Mother's Day, celebrate in style and give mom the chance to win big. Simply top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 5 lucky winners of a brand new, fully stocked French door fridge with groceries worth over $550,000 each. One winner will be selected weekly from April 5th to May 9th. Start topping up today. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
TikToker followers, he is credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and poise cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you want to know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The Foreign Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Robert Prasad, recently spoke about investments in Guyana despite the ongoing border dispute with Venezuela. He assured current and potential investors that their investments are safe within the country's borders. Prasad highlighted Guyana's strong case in the border controversy, backed by widespread support from the United Nations and global recognition. He emphasized that Guyana remains stable and secure for investments, with local and international investors showing interest in opportunities within the country. The Foreign Secretary pointed out that Guyana's growing economy is a result of investments from various sectors, including public, private, and foreign investors. He attributed the country's status as the world's fastest growing economy to significant investments from these sectors. Prasad encouraged potential investors to seize the current opportunities in Guyana, emphasizing the rapid pace of development and the importance of government policies and incentives for investment credibility. He also highlighted the role of the Guyana Office for Investment, GoInvest, in facilitating investment initiatives. Overall, Prasad reassured investors of the government's commitment to creating a resilient environment conducive to both local and foreign investments. In other news, the government is channeling significant resources into infrastructural development in Region 9 with a focus on improving key roads. A budget of $1.1 billion has been allocated for this purpose, targeting the rehabilitation of essential thoroughfares. Notable projects include upgrading Beverly Hills Drive and Lethem Road, with progress already made in road priming and asphalt application. Internal roads in areas like Senator Boulevard, Stockfeed, and St. Ignatius are also undergoing rehabilitation, enhancing residents' accessibility. Road rehabilitation include culvert installation and grading works is nearing completion in the South and Deep South regions. Projects to address road maintenance and upgrades are also underway in several villages. These initiatives aim to address infrastructural needs in Region 9 and enhance economic growth, social cohesion, and sustainable development in hinterland communities. Don't go away after the break. Desperate rescues underway as Brazil floods kill hundreds and displace thousands, and CXC slams exam paper leak hoax.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speed Test, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Welcome to Fortune Investment Company, your #1 eco-friendly cleaning and janitorial company in Guyana. At Fortune Investment Company, we specialize in commercial and residential cleaning. Whether it's your home or office, our experienced team is detail-focused and take pride in providing excellent services to make your spaces sparkle. Restaurants and kitchen cleaning? Aren't you tired of hearing your chef complain? Keep your culinary spaces spotless and hygienic with our dedicated maintenance services. Floor scrubbing and polishing? Elevate the look of your home or business. Give your floors a new lease on life with our professional scrubbing and polishing. But that's not all. We also offer power washing and steam cleaning. Say goodbye to dirt and moss. Our power washing services will leave your surfaces looking brand new. Revitalize your carpets, mattresses, and chairs with our thorough steam cleaning services. When you want someone to clean your space with care and without the unhealthy chemicals, you want Fortune Investment Company. Call us now at 646-0405 or 689-7558 or 639-6365 or visit us at 3430 Jacksonville Housing Scheme, North Rumville, to schedule your cleaning and janitorial services. Visit our business pages at Fortune Investment Company to learn more about our services and promotion. Fortune Investment Company, where cleanliness meets perfection. Because a clean space is a happy space. And remember, we do the dirty works while you stay clean.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneak lady with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. The Caribbean Examinations Council dispels social media rumors of an examination paper leak, branding it a hoax. CXC issues a statement urging candidates to disregard false information and rely on official updates from its website and social media platforms. Emphasizing adherence to examination guidelines, CXC warns of severe consequences, including result cancellation, disqualification, and debarment for obtaining exam materials in advance. CEO Dr. Wayne Wesley encourages candidates preparing for the 2024 May-June CXC exams to remain composed and confident. The Council reaffirms its commitments to upholding exam integrity and supporting candidates throughout the examination process. In the wake of relentless gang violence, Haiti finds itself grappling with a dire humanitarian crisis, with tens of thousands forced from their homes and thrusted into poverty. Yet a glimmer of hope emerges as the nation inaugurates a transitional presidential council, signaling a potential path towards stability. Al Jazeera's Ibtizim Gongfong reports.
Keeping a household together when there is no proper roof to speak of. Myriam Auge is doing her best to support her family in Port-au-Prince. They've been forced from their home to this, a makeshift camp on the grounds of a high school. A spike in gang violence has forced them here.
Sometimes I shout so much. The other day I could only think of preparing water with bleach to drink until my gut burst because I see the misery I suffer and I don't do anything about it. I'd rather die.
She has 2 daughters to feed and to protect. Criminal gangs control about 90% of the capital city and much of the country. On average, 1 person is murdered every hour. The surging violence has displaced roughly 360,000 people across the country.
Everything is complicated. For example, when it rains, we can't sleep. We have to stay standing because water flows below us, so everybody stays standing. There's no way we can lie to rest.
International observers have welcomed the establishment of a transitional council last week. It put an end to weeks of political deadlock and brought fresh hopes of a return to order. But at this camp for the displaced, Haiti's most vulnerable are still waiting for help.
The state needs to think about these people who are suffering and don't have anybody by their side. International organizations came to help, but organizations are not the state.
Haitians here hope the political transition will bring security and a chance to return to their homes. Ibtisam Genfood, Al Jazeera.
The death toll continues to rise in the Brazilian state of Rio Grande do Sul in the wake of torrential rains and floods. At least 138 people have died. Al Jazeera's Lucy Newman reports.
Soldiers continue to evacuate residents of Porto Alegre, trapped in their homes since the weekend. The flooded Guaíba River continues to rise in the historic downtown area, where sewage has overflown onto the streets, turning them into contaminated pools. Military boats bring in evacuees from El Dorado, a city across the river. Maria Eduarda Santos says she and her one-year-old baby are lucky to be alive.
A lot of people drowned. We saw dead horses floating in the river. It was like a tsunami. Last Thursday, the water started rising at 5 in the morning. We escaped to the top floor of a school with about 150 other people. No water, no food. People were desperate. No one knew what was happening.
Maria Eduarda and her brother were finally rescued, but had to leave everything they had behind. I asked Mario Santos what he and his family will do.
No, I have no idea. I'll go to my sister's house for now. We lost everything. We have nothing left.
Nearly 1.5 million people have been affected by the unprecedented floods, the worst ever seen in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. Al Jazeera accompanied the army on a rescue boat, passing submerged homes on the way to El Dorado. The sergeant believes climate change, along with the El Niño phenomena, are responsible for this disaster. Rescue teams using jet skis and rubber dinghies can only bring 1 or 2 people out at a time to the waiting military boat. Women, children, and the elderly are given priority.
50,000 people live in the city of El Dorado. Just over there, you can't see it because it's absolutely covered in water. About 6 days ago, the water started rising, these people tell me. And now it's been at least 3 days since it was completely covered. They've been waiting for help for that long. And there's still thousands and thousands more waiting to be rescued.
It's a painfully slow process. Help is coming from all over Brazil. Volunteers bringing anything that floats, even surfboards, to evacuate people. The government is releasing emergency funding aid. But more than 400 municipalities of the state and its colonial-style capital are still flooded. Nearly 50,000 people have no shelter, and the waters show no sign of receding. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Porto Alegre, Brazil.
Finally, sperm whales are communicating in a way that's more complex than previously expected. That's the conclusion by scientists who are studying the animals in the Caribbean. Researchers says their vocalization shows that they believe in a phonetic alphabet. Al Jazeera's Alex Beard reports.
Are these just clicks? Or are we listening to a complex language? That's the question scientists are grappling with, which could change our understanding of the giant marine mammals.
Sperm whales communicate with each other using little bursts of clicking noises called codas that sound a little bit like Morse code. Our research shows that these codas have a complex internal structure with similarities to aspects of some other animal communication systems and even some aspects of human language.
The researchers are part of the Project SETI, the Cetacean Translation Initiative Machine Learning Team. They've examined more than 8,700 audio snippets of sperm whale clicks, known as codas. Scientists have been trying for decades to understand what those clicks might mean. While they still don't know, they now think there are sets of clicks that make up a phonetic alphabet that the whales might use to build the rough equivalent of words and phrases.
Project SETI is really focused on listening right now, that this is an incredibly vulnerable population with a socially transmitted communication system that we really don't want to disturb. And so, we're just at the very beginning of this process, and I think there's a lot more research that we have to do before we know whether it's a good idea to try to communicate with them or really even to have a sense of whether that will be possible.
Experts say sperm whales seem to have sophisticated social ties, and deciphering their communication systems could reveal parallels with human language and society. Though some believe the clicks may be more akin to music, if they are indeed speaking, the big question is, what are they saying, and could we learn to speak back? Alex Beard, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 30 weather forecast. And that's Safety V2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.